What's up, guys? Your neighborhood contract administrator here for residential construction contractors, small businesses, guys who are bags on, want to take it to the next level. Anyways, I want to make a quick video on the difference between profit margin and markup. A term that I often hear guys who are just getting into or have been writing their own estimates and contracts for a long time, and they often use these words interchangeably. I need to let you guys know that these are two different things, and it's really important for you to understand the difference between the two, because one is pre-award phase and the other one is post-award phase, or actually post-completed phase. Your markup is what you're guessing. It shouldn't be a guess, but to a certain extent everything in construction is a guess because you're never sure how long something's going to take. So, but still, you are adding a markup to the cost of what you have determined the job will be. So you have determined that between materials and labor and subcontractors and every other cost, that item A will cost $100 to you. If you wanted to do the job and not make any money, you would have to spend $100 and it would get that done. Okay, so that's your hard cost or your direct cost. Now, markup is what you add on top of that. So most general contractors are going to be shooting for between 10 and 20%, sometimes even 30 to 35% markup. So a $100 job that costs $100 to you, and you add a 30% markup, that price of that project is now $130. Okay, that's markup. Now you start the job and you spend all the money that it takes to complete that and deliver on that job. Now, in a perfect world, you spend $100 on that job and you get a margin of not the markup, because the margin is now compared to the total price, whereas the markup was determined off of the cost. Now, that took me a while to understand, but the more important thing, I think, in comparing the two is that you have to understand that you are guessing a markup. You want to make 20% on your job, but at the end of the day, you need to find out what your margins are so that you can decide, do I want to sub out drywall next time, or do I want to do it myself? Where do we make the most money? Do we make the most money in demo? Yeah, our margins are like 80% on demo, so we're going to do our demo. Oh, we make no money on plumbing. We're going to sub out plumbing. These are things that are really important for your small construction business, because you'll be able to bid things a lot quicker and know how to structure the estimates and structure the job itself. So the margin is only calculated after the money's been spent to do the work. Then you compare it against what the price was, and what's left over should be either your profit and overhead, or, depending on how you cost out that item, just your profit. So you have to realize that there could be people out there that are adding their overhead or their quote-unquote indirect costs to the cost of each job. So if I'm going to install a toilet, I am going to add the cost of the toilet, the cost of the labor, and anything else that's associated with it to the direct cost, driving to the store to pick it up, my time for that, the gas for that. Okay, but then I might also be adding a coefficient for my insurance costs and my administrative costs and my tax cost and all of these things. These are indirect costs, and you might be adding that as well. And if you do that, you can lower your markup, because now your markup should be just your profit, right? So is a way to become more competitive, because you're being more accurate with your costs. And the only way you do this is by tracking shit. Keep track of receipts, all those sorts of things, okay?